What's going on, everybody? And welcome to part 68 of my playthrough for Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. Yep, that's right. It's that time again. That time of year I post one video. It's almost not funny, but it's still kind of funny, right? Am I right, guys? Yeah, boy, it's been a while. So, I'm gonna let you guys know right now that this is gonna be a very much an off-the-cuff kind of flailing around episode. I don't really have a plan for today. It is currently day 9 of summer. Only a couple of days after the previous episode. But quite a few more days in our time as opposed to the game time. I think I looked at it, I think it was like August was the last time I posted a video, which had been like 5 years or something since I originally started the series or something. 6 years. Who's counting at this point? Is anyone actually counting? Seriously, is there anyone out there who's been watching since the beginning? If there actually is, you should really let me know because I'd be kind of curious. But like I said, get ready for a very off-the-cuff, non-progressive, pun intended, fruitless episode because that's kind of what I'm doing. I got a lot to say. I haven't done one of these in a long time, not just the Harvest Moon video, but any video in general. So kind of more like getting back to the roots of when I kind of first started doing stuff like this. It was just kind of like that. It was just kind of for fun, no real goal or aim. And yeah, I gotta say this. A lot has changed since then, which tends to happen when time goes by. But especially in the last, since the last time I posted, I was listening to the previous video I was watching. It. We had done the cooking video, which that came together pretty well. I was pretty happy with that myself. One of the better videos in the series, I think. But even some of the things I was saying in that video have seriously changed about me since the last time. A lot has changed in my life. And I'm not usually the type to open up and share with everybody. But, and especially in recent years and even I'd say months, I've become even more... I'm a fairly introverted person. I'm a very reclusive person too. And a lot of people who play games, especially games like these, can probably relate to that somewhat, but I am especially that. But I've been having a lot going on. I've been doing quite a few things in my life. Again, not everything. I'm not going to share everything. I'm not going to tell you my whole life story. Don't worry, everyone who's like reaching for the click off the video button right now and the thumbs down button, which I'm sure someone is. Someone's going for it right now just for fun. You know, one of the things that's rough about doing a video like this, playing a game, even Harvest Moon, especially a game I keep playing and then coming back to and not finishing continuously, is I purchased 65 fertilizer. I'm sure I was using that on something. I went back from the previous 2 videos. I don't know what I was using it on. I'm not sure if I was fertilizing those or I was fertilizing these. I was probably fertilizing everything. So I'm just going to start throwing fertilizer down in the trees. As far as I could tell, I hadn't talked about the fertilizer at all in the last 2 videos, so I'm kind of lost on that. It's nice to be able to actually go back and look at my videos to be like, okay, well I kind of know what I was doing based on these last 2 videos from, yeah, 8 months ago or something like that. Who's counting? But I think it takes something like 30 fertilizer per tree to get it fertilized to an A or S level. So we got a long way to go on that. Granted, with all this fruit coming in, I keep throwing into the seed maker, and just yesterday I sold a whole bunch, and we're looking pretty good on money. From here on out, basically money is not an issue to us anymore. Which, unfortunately, and this is the problem that quite a few games fall into, it's like I don't have to try anymore. Now that I have infinite of a resource, it's not fun anymore to me. It's the same issue I've had with plenty of other games throughout the years that have when a resource that you need to get, like money or experience in a game or anything essential to the game, then becomes very easy to get, or I have so much of it I don't need it anymore, it becomes like a nuisance. That becomes not fun. The game mechanic then kind of dies out, and that's one of the reasons that Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life has always been a difficult game for me to finish. And it's got to be the game I've played the most, replayed the most in my life, and have proceeded to then not finish. But I like the one thing about this. Yeah, tell me about it. It's hot here. It's hot. We've finally actually. I know I just interrupted myself, and that's kind of par for the course for me. But it is hot here. It was perpetual winter, horrible winter, all the way into spring until finally now we're like getting done with spring. When is it? May? Is this? I don't even know when summer actually starts, but It feels like it just kind of snapped all of a sudden, and it's very much summer. But what I was saying about game mechanics, it's one of the reasons that I haven't finished Harvest Moon. I know I've talked about it before, but if nothing else of good that has come from this playthrough, it's that, so help me God, I will finish this game. It's been years. It's been years and years. I know. I feel like I need to look this up and actually do a little bit of searching on YouTube, but I feel like I might have one of the longest running series on YouTube to date. I'm sure someone will pull up with something for someone who's been doing like 10 years or something. I know there have been people doing things for a lot longer, but I feel like mine's been pretty spaced out. You know what I mean? It's been a couple years or something like that. Again, we're not counting. We don't do that here. And I've also been thinking about getting good fodder for, I think Alma is pregnant, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure she is. Yes, she is. I'm not sure. I wish they would keep a counter on this checkboard as like how long it's been or when the calf is roughly due. That would be really nice, actually. But it's, you know, it's one of those, it's a game where it's so old too that it's really easy to see things like that in hindsight too. And I haven't even been keeping up to date with some of the newer Harvest Moon games, which I do hope to play in the future. Potentially record. We're not going to make any promises. I don't, you know, it's taken how much of my life to do this one so far, and it's like if that's par for the course for how long it's going to take me to do Harvest Moon videos to complete a series, I may not have time to complete them all before I die. Although I do constantly joke that it would be really funny to finish this right around the time I die. That would be somehow, I guess, a little morbid depending on how you look at death, but I don't. I mean, you know, I don't mock death, but I also don't. I'm not someone who fears it too much. But that's just me. Goes too far. And this game is also for a game where you spend most of your time within like a boxed canyon. It's really nice. You know, it does get old. I wish more about the game would change as years went on, but it's still not too bad.
Yeah.
Same with the dialogue, which I know we've gone over too, so I'm going to stop going along in circles, which happens when I haven't come back and I come back. I haven't played in a while and I come back and I start playing again. I tend to repeat yourself. If someone watches this video series when it's all done, which I probably will do, it's really kind of a cool thing to see parts of my life. Like I was saying, in the last episode, I was listening to myself talk about stuff. Even in regards to cooking, I was saying something like, you know, I like to eat certain things, but I don't eat these things because of cost and stuff. And well, between that video and now, I actually have changed up my diet a significant amount. I actually exercise often, at least 5 days a week. I eat considerably better. I've changed out a lot of the junky food. I never really ate junk food per se, but I would eat cheaper things that would be filling, not necessarily nutritious. And now I eat a lot of fruit in my diet. I eat a much better breakfast. I used to actually have and I'd say I finally kind of realized not that long ago that I sort of fixed it for myself, but I used to eat a really poor breakfast. I used to not eat breakfast for a while, and then I couldn't find something good to eat, and I could never decide on something. Then when I would eat, it would be not fulfilling enough, and now I've kind of gotten down a combination of like fruit and bagel and stuff like that I kind of eat, and it works out really well for me. I should probably try to cut down on a little bit of the coffee I drink, but I like coffee. But my point is that I just even that, I was listening to that from, you know, back in August to now, and it's crazy to think that so much about me has changed as a person. I have a different job I work now. I work full-time, which is one of the reasons, if you think I didn't have time before to do stuff, which, by the way, I did. I always had time to do stuff. I tended to be happiest when I kind of had no plans. Like I said, I'm a recluse. I'm a bit of an introvert, and I don't like to plan things out too much. I like to have like a general guide of things to do. I like to have tasks to complete, goals and stuff, but I don't really like to have such a schedule, such a busy, tight schedule, which is basically what I have now, working full time and having a few other responsibilities and things to do. So I had plenty of free time before, and now I really don't have free time. It's really been interesting to get used to that, between being full-time and having other responsibilities and things to do from day to day that crop up, just naturally just come up and just give you less and less time. And then when I do have time, you know, sometimes I just kind of want to sit back, relax, not do much. I've never, and you know, since probably about, boy, it must have been since the last 6 months now, go back in that time, I've just never had time passed me so quickly as it has been the last 6 months. It's been a very borderline scary and interesting experience having time go by so quick. I'm still, getting a lot of stuff done, but some stuff sort of falling to the wayside, and just the feeling, I'm not sure if any of you can relate to it, but the feeling of having time just go by so quickly is it's a scary one to me, because usually time for me goes by, I haven't been bored in a long time. I've always been able to entertain myself or have plenty to do. But just the way time has been passing so quickly, it's been insane. I'll look at the calendar one day and it's nuts to even now to think the last time I posted a video was so long ago. The last time I did any of this stuff was so long ago. It's how much has passed so quickly in such a short amount of time to me. But I finally gave myself a little break in the middle of all the chaos going on to catch up on a few things and just kind of... I've got a couple of videos on back burner, but I've got no major videos going on other than the continuous, never-ending Harvest Moon. And I was like, I really want to get back to that, because believe it or not, I do want to finish this series. And I have fun doing it. I've always had fun doing it. But sometimes when too much of the fun gets sucked out of it, and if you're someone who's done, videos like this, or any kind of project like that where something kind of started out as fun and then kind of became more work, and the fun gets sucked out of it, without the fun there, you don't want to do it as much. It's kind of like going to work, but I'm not, it's not, the way I look at work too is also, it's something that most people have to do, but most people go to work to get paid, but I kind of, I work to get money. To me, you work a job in society to then take back out of society by, you earn money to then, take back out. You contribute to society to then take back out from society. That's more or less how it works, and that's the way I look at it. Just not everyone looks at it the same way. And I know I've got a way of looking at the world that I don't think a lot of people particularly agree with. That they should all send me their money because I'm special, and that's what that's what Harvest Moon has been leading up to. Please send me your money. No, trying to make some lighthearted jokes here because I've just been tired and a little, I guess, I wouldn't use the word depressed, more like the world just kind of beats down on you a bit, and I don't feel depressed, but more like, I tend to look at the big picture on things. I consider myself a realist, and that can kind of borderline with being a pessimist sometimes, so, nothing important. Come on, Carter. Has anyone ever found... Can you actually find something really good at the dig site? I really should probably look up more of that stuff, and I'm sure there's information posted on that. Which is funny because despite how well posted on I think Harvest Moon is because of the community, I think it's a small community. I don't even know how big it is now, but I think it's a small community but an in-depth community. I still feel like a game like this has things that just were never really uncovered, you know what I mean? It's one of those games I feel like there's always like a little something more to it that I felt like no one ever quite found. That's just me, though. It's one of the reasons that this game, I think to this day, still kind of falls. It just must barely scrape the bottom of my top 10, which sounds like, because it's scraping the bottom bad, but to me, it's crazy that a game like this can be one of my favorites over a lot of other games I've played. And it's really a good game, which is why I keep playing it. Otherwise, I'd probably have stopped. And I have trouble with that, too, even just leaving something unfinished. I have trouble with that. Everyone get no, my God, I don't even know why I don't know why I bother. I don't know why I bother. But yeah, I hope to now with this kind of like I feel like it's repetitive for me to even say like, oh, I'm starting a video here, guys, so don't worry, I'll keep up with it, which I cannot promise that with how busy I am, like I said, between my job, between other obligations I have, and between sometimes you come home and you just, you got other things to do after a long day, and if you've never worked full time before, you've never done that plus had other responsibilities, it does start to eat up at you. Not to mention, I think I might have mentioned it that I work full-time third shift, which is a little different from working during the day. There's definitely some pros to it, but there are some cons to it too that make it difficult. That on top of having other things to do, but these are coming along pretty good. I think I can't put more than one fertilizer on it a day, despite the fact that it looks. Oh, no, it's still there. Okay, never mind. But yeah, it's one a day. We'll just, we're going to have like infinite loads of money anyways, so we'll just keep up with that, and hopefully over time, eventually, it'll get to the point where I'm getting really good fruit. Not that it really matters, because like I said, we've gotten to that point where I'm more or less rich now. It's like nothing can stop me short of someone coming up and like stealing all my fruit and taking all my trees, but essentially I'm rich, which kind of null voids some of the harder parts of the game, but there's still some things we could do. There's still some things to have fun with. And getting all our fruits and crops to S rank. Getting our new cow and calf in the future. I guess I should ship out some eggs. I always feel bad because there's just nothing to really ship out. 7 o'clock, let's see. Let's see if our son is home. I bet he's probably like out wandering. We're such good parents. Which, to be honest, like, if you were picking one of the wives, one of the girls in the valley to be a good parent, Nami is really not a great parent. You know what I mean? Especially on you too, because you're like a... In this game, you're essentially a workaholic. You can really be a family person, but it's kind of okay. Oh, our son's home, Nami's not. Something about that, I'm not sure what. Hey, Dad. Chugga. Which even... Oh, man, Chugga. It's like I was looking at some of the Gustafar and Griffin guitars have different shapes. Yes, they do. I don't think I've heard him say that before. He's like the only thing that starts saying... Only person who starts saying new dialogue. Yes. But they might, though, because people hate. That's just a fact, Chugga. But even something like that, even seeing some of the animal names, or even Chugga as a name, it's like I still like Chugga Conroy, but I don't follow even things I follow. It's something when you get older, and I'm sure anyone who's can look back 5 years can say, oh yeah, quite a few things have changed in my life. Well, Nami, thanks for coming home. Well, don't do that. No, don't. That sounds. She has terribly depressing stories. I love her. Who's out at the... I wonder who that is. Well, we've got time. We're gonna go walk over here, then we're gonna work our way up to the Blue Moon Bar, and we'll probably call it quits around there. What are we looking at? Yeah, we're looking at a decent length of video, which, like I said, it was a ramble fest. I had no direction for this, but sometimes those are kind of the best videos, I think. Yeah, this is... Sometimes, you know, graphics get older, but some graphics still something good about that, at least to me. Yes, I guess I should stop talking to people, because we've gone over so much repeated dialogue at this point. Yep, it is. I would mock a guy like this 2 years ago. Not that I ever would mock exercise. I would try to run from time to time, but now, I mean, I run 5 days a week at least. And I run a considerable distance compared to what I used to run. I don't have a gauge in how much I run, but I run at least 20 or 30 minutes non-stop. I'm a pretty good sprint. And I'm not really good at sprinting, but I'm pretty good at consecutively running without stopping. And just light stuff. I'm not going to get on my high horse and preach, but just some of the things I want to talk about of how even some of my mentality has changed. I feel like, you know, you always like to think you've learned a bit over time, but I feel like I've learned quite a bit. I've become a more mature person. Oh, nice packed bar tonight. I like it. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Yes, we want a drink. That's actually one of the other things amongst eating better, just like eating more fruit and vegetables and eating solid meals. And I've gotten... Actually, it's funny because I've gotten considerably better at cooking since that last episode. Like, in real life, I've gotten better at cooking. But I also drink a bit healthier. I drink quite a bit of water, but I drink especially quite a bit now. I've cut out a few more of the... I used to drink quite a few energy drinks, and that's mostly been replaced now with tea, more organic drinks that are usually kind of like tea-based, leaf-based, something like that. And I like to drink a lot of... And I drink a bit more of beer now, actually, which is different for me. Just something to change up. Because I would have never considered myself someone who used to drink at all, but I have some... And not like beer. I drink like hard root beer, and I've tried some hard cherry, which is pretty good, but... Nothing too crazy, but I've just been trying up a couple things. It's been interesting. Okay, can we get a drink though, Muffy? It's funny that Muffy can't serve the drinks. Yes, we're gonna take a drink. We're gonna get Cherry Pink, which sounds like the girliest drink on the menu, but probably something I would order. Yeah. But yeah, that's been what's going on with me. Definitely, it's gonna, it slows down all my other things, such as any other videos I plan to make. Again, at least making this has been kind of nice as a way to say, like, I'm not done with Harvest Moon, I'm not done with videos in general, but we got a lot of things going on, a lot of things take precedence over, other things in my life. But yeah, like I said, it's that's what's been going on with me. Not done making videos, still going on with Harvest Moon. A lot of stuff in my life's been going on, but I don't intend to stop making videos still. I can't promise that videos will come out any better than they do now. It's kind of a when I feel like it sort of thing. I just don't feel like forcing anything like that. It just makes it unorganic and not fun. It's better to have it be natural and enjoyable that way, because then it all just kind of comes out better overall. Which now I realize sounded like a horrible analogy. Don't think too much on that. Don't do that. But this is going to be it for now. In the next episode, I'll try to have a little bit more of an objective for us, but I'm still going to try to keep things a little bit on the laid-back side and have sort of like a loose objective for us to go for in future episodes. But I hope you're all doing okay. As always, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll catch you later.